Well, hello there. We're gonna do today rectangle graphs. And as you remember from the previous class, we did pie graph or circle graph as we call them. But today we're gonna do the rectangle graph, which is pretty much the same idea, but instead of using angles, we're gonna do lengths. And in this case, we're gonna do the same as before, the same chart of the imaginary students that want to study these careers. And it's pretty much the same thing as you can see here. I gotta take my amount of this category and then change it to a percent, which is just dividing this amount by the total. And I got a 25% for this case, and I did the same thing for the others. But the question is, what's up with this other column here? What do I have to do? It says multiply the decimal result by how much? Well, this depends on the problem. It depends on the length of the rectangle. And let's suppose that in my case I have this rectangle and it's gonna be a nice 8 centimeter rectangle. Well, what do I do next? Well, I have to use that number, and by the way, that number depends on the problem that you have. Maybe the problem will tell you gotta draw a rectangle that has 10 centimeters in length, or maybe 5 inches, or whatever the problem gives you, you use that. Okay, so it depends on the problem. In my case, I used 8 centimeters, but that could change. It depends on the problem that they're gonna give you. Then what do I have to do? Well, I have to multiply by decimal result, which is this 0.25, not the 30, not the 25, but the 0.25 by the length of my rectangle, which is 8 centimeters. We multiply this 0.25 times 8 centimeters and I get 2 centimeters, which is 1/4 of 8 centimeters. Then I gotta do the same thing for all of them. I got them right there. 1.6, 2 centimeters, 0.8, and 1.6. And when you add them, the total has to be, of course, my 8 centimeters. You can add that and verify that you get your 8 centimeters. It will give you that. Let's continue. What do I do first? Well, I gotta put a ruler there. I gotta put a ruler, make sure that the zero is right there where the rectangle starts, not where the rulers. Okay, well, the zero has to be exactly where the rectangle is starting, not the edge of the rectangle. So here it's about the 0 centimeters, but imagine that it is at 0 centimeters. What do I have to do first? Well, I gotta go to my chart, and it says right there that 25% for 8 centimeters represents 2 centimeters. So where I have 2 centimeters, I gotta draw a line at 2 centimeters. That's it. That's what I have to do for my first step when I draw my rectangle graph. Then I go back to my chart, and then it says the next section for the lawyers, it's gonna be 1.6 centimeters. What do I have to do? Do I have to draw again 1.6 centimeters right there where I have my ruler? Well, no, of course not, because that is drawing on the same section. So I'm going to draw each category. So this is going to be my first category. What I have to do is slide my ruler to the right or to the left, whatever you want. I'm going to do it to the right. And then from the last line that I drew, I got to write 1.6 centimeters. I gotta make a mark at 1.6 centimeters, about there, and it's approximate, so don't worry about it. And it's 1.6 centimeters, right? So this is my category for the lawyer. So I now have physician, which is here, 2 centimeters, and I have lawyer, 1.6 centimeters, which is right there. Now what do I have to do next? I'm going to do the business one, which is 2 centimeters. What do? Do I still draw 2 centimeters starting from here? No, no, no. I got to slide the ruler first to the next line that I just drew. previous line, and then I gotta measure my 2 centimeters, which is about there. There you go. This is the category for business. You see 2 centimeters right here, 2 centimeters. It's right there. We got them. We're done with that. Let's go to the next section, which is arts. It has to be 0.8 centimeters. Do I draw 0.8 starting from here? Of course not. I gotta slide my ruler again. And starting from the previous line that I just drew, gotta make a mark at 0.8 centimeters somewhere around here. You see each line represents 1 millimeter. Gotta count 8. 8 of them, that's gonna be 0.8. About there, that's my 0.8 centimeters. Almost a centimeter, but not quite. It's 0.8 of a centimeter. That's going to be the art section. Now I gotta go to my chart again. Oh, I'm almost done. I have just one last section. It's 1.6. This is going to be the test of fire. The test of fire. If the last section, this is going to be the last section that I have. If the last section is exactly 1.6 centimeters, I'm not going to draw it again. I'm not going to draw 1.6, but the last section is going to be the test of fire. If that last part is exactly 1.6, then I did my procedure correctly, or approximately 1.6. Could be 1.4, 1.5, 1.7, not 7, not 1.1 or 1.9. If you got something like that, you did something wrong and you gotta check back your procedure. So I want to check it out, and what do I have here? It's about 1.55, 1. Probably 1.52, 1.53. That's good enough. That's about 1.6, not exactly 1.6, but it's approximate, and that's a good result. What do I have to do next? I gotta label my chart. Gotta label it physician, lawyer, business, arts, and engineering. There you go. And as you can see, now we can interpret the information very clearly, and we can see in a fast way instead of reading the whole chart. Oh, I have 20 people, 24 people in engineering and 12 in arts. You don't have to read all of that or the percents. All you have to do is look at the graph, and evidently the people who don't want to study, the people who want to study the arts school or whatever is the least amount of the people, because graphically it's the smallest section. And the people who want to study more, uh, that want to study more a career, it's going to be the people who want to go to medical school or business, about the same amount. Actually, it's the same amount, 25% and 25%. And there you go, that's the rectangle graph. You have a great day.